Good evening and welcome to Side 21 and tonight's episode of The Jungles of Paldir. My name is Hunter Gunman and I will be serving as your game master for this story, but we just have a couple quick announcements to get through before we jump into tonight's episode. Side21.tv is where you'll find our brand new merch store. We've got shirts, hoodies, hats, beanies, lots of good stuff there to check out. You can also find us on social media at Side21TV. We are on Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky, and we would love to hang out with you there. Other than that, I think that concludes our announcements for this evening. So let's go ahead and jump in to tonight's episode of The Jungles of Paldir. Alrighty, where last we left off, our party, after completing the quest to retrieve the prism beetles from the Banthurian fishing guru Mambo, out amongst the baobab trees in the jungle, they were able to return, finding a path of pixie dust to follow back, but eventually reaching Banthura again, turning in their beetles and going about town. While two of our party, Lothariel and Abigail, became employed, the other two went around gathering spell components and having a wonderful, fun evening at the tavern. We let Halbor have some libations, but eventually it proved too much as he was escorted up to his room by Morga, put to sleep, and the rest of the party made their way back into town, learning about hand drums, seeing Krolban for the first time as well, noticing that his hand was bandaged. The last time we saw him, he was being told that Dunlow had received, or seemed to be spending a little bit more money. We saw him rush from the tavern, and then the following time we saw him, bandages were wrapping his hand. However, making our way over to the brewery, Lothariel elected to Misty Step inside and was quickly discovered by Ubu Riff, the brewmaster there. They had a very brief discussion, but when Lothariel began to vocalize out loud about the chest, he too succumbed to its curse. So now he and Ibu Riff under this curse. He, before fully losing himself to it, was able to cry for help through his telepathic earring, allowing Morga and Abigail the motivation to make their way inside. A tense session occurred in this room, not knowing exactly which way it was going to shake out. Lothariel grabbing the chest, trying to run out with it, getting punched by Ibu, the coins scattering across the room. He, furthering his attack against Morga on the subsequent turns until eventually the chest was discovered to be cursed by one of these jungle curses. The potion applied to that curse and the curse lifting. And we find ourselves now back in this moment in the brewery, the curses having been lifted. Ibu, very thankful seemingly that you all came to help here. And we'll pick back up there as you, Abigail, had looked up at him asking, so do you have the brewery supplies we need? He is going to look back down at you and say, yes, it's the brewery supplies are the least I can do for you all. And you know what? We don't really spend coin like this in Banthora, so I'd say if you can just take this chest and these coins out of here, I'd be happy to never see them. Thank you.
A fucking score?
And I will say in this moment, you guys are able to kind of gather these coins back up. Eventually, the entangle fades, and Lothariel is able to stand back up, fully having his mind back intact. I will say you count this gold, and you determine that it is about 200 gold pieces. In addition to that, you find 3 emeralds, a diamond, and 2 sapphires amongst the jewels. And also a very fine kind of gold and what looks like platinum bracelet that is very, like, the metalworking is very intricately done on it. It's got like vines and leaves kind of wrapping around in the form of this bracelet that seems to be gold and platinum. You're not sure how much it's worth. Same with the jewels, but you could certainly take some time to try and figure that out or have them appraised.
Crazy.
You know that this this currency here may not be worth much, but and he throws in a brewery kit for you as well, Lothario.
Well, thank
Nice.
you. I'm sorry for
Very good.
any trouble that we may have caused here before and during this incident. I'm not exactly sure what happened.
I've been told we picked up a cursed object. I should say, brought a cursed object back here. I should have known better. I do apologize. I hope what you can take from here makes up for the inconvenience and any adverse attitude I may have had regarding it.
I'm gonna take a couple steps up to Ibu really quick, sorry, and just like extend my hand and like, I guess that makes us cursed brothers and just go extend a hand to shake.
Yeah, he reaches out his hand, shakes your hand. You feel the furry grip of the gorilla hand.
Ow, ow.
And yeah, is there anything else I can do for you all? I know. How long will you be in town for?
I believe at least until tomorrow evening.
Tomorrow evening. Well, I'll have to work quick, but make sure to come see me before you leave.
All right.
And Morgan's gonna.
I'll have something for you.
Morgan's gonna look at Ibu and go, Where did you say you got this?
The chest.
Chest.
Yes. Well, it was under some foliage and fallen branches that were blocking the path that I normally take to harvest my brewery supplies. I just assumed it had fallen, that the branches and foliage had fallen from a recent storm, but the chest certainly was a surprise. I'll have to be honest, I don't quite remember all the details, but I apparently felt compelled to bring it back with me.
Do you know of any structures or anything around that area that it might have come from?
I don't. It was quite out of the ordinary.
So it wouldn't have been near any pirate encampments or anything?
It was as if it had been manifested by the jungle itself. I'm really not sure.
So one day it's there, next day it's not?
It was more like one day it was not, like every day. In fact, it was not, and then one day it was.
Morgan's just gonna walk away. Frustrated and confused. And just compute, just like.
He's gonna, as you do, he's gonna say, listen, I'm as confused as you are.
I look over to B.
Just gonna pat Morga's arm.
I just want it out of my sight, to be honest.
I look over to B and say, I think we know that that's not the craziest thing we're gonna encounter in this jungle. But I'm glad we got that creeper's cure. Came in handy quite quickly. I thought we weren't gonna see any curses until we venture into the jungle, but it was in Banthura. I wonder if they have any more.
Don't know about you, but I could use another sift drink.
Very much so.
Yeah, and I say at this time, it's probably going on like 11 to midnight.
Uh-oh.
I think I'd like to go back to the room and maybe just relax for a moment, gather myself, clean off my clothes, I'll like brush myself off. Leaves are just
Ibu's
stuffed
gonna
in
say,
all my
please
pockets.
please take the the chest and gold with you. I don't want to see it ever again.
All right.
Yeah, Abigail's gonna start to pick up the gold
I'll
and all
help.
the coins, put in the chest.
Yes, Ibu, I'm sorry about your door. Do I need to come tomorrow and fix it? Can I pay you? It is gone.
He is gonna kind of look over at the splintered wood that's kind of scattered across the entryway of his establishment here. And he's gonna say, I'll handle it. I think you were justified in what you did, and it's not too much trouble for me. I'm quite handy.
Okay, I am not. So, good. Okay.
If you could maybe
It makes
just
you.
keep this between us, I would like to be spared the embarrassment of my neighbors knowing this.
I was going to
happened me.
say, if it makes you feel better, no one else seems to suspect anything's wrong with you. Even when we said you were a little cold, they said, yeah, it's fine, don't worry about him. So, your reputation seems intact.
Well, I'm happy to hear it. If you can help me keep it that way, I surely would appreciate it.
And here, maybe this can help with the door. And I go to reach. Oh, actually, Halbor has my money, my banana coin.
No, he gave it
Yeah,
back to
He
you.
Morgan.
gave
I
it
did.
back. Okay, I was just gonna.
Yeah, Morgan and him gave our stuff back.
Okay, cool. Okay, I was gonna say, woo. I'm just gonna hand him like 10 banana coin, I guess, at BC.
And he says, well, thank you. I'll tell you what, I'll put a little something extra in what I've got cooking for you. And
Ooh.
I'll see you then.
All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you
Nice.
again. I'm extremely grateful for both your actions tonight and your discretion going forward.
Can you help with this chest, Morgan? It's pretty hefty.
It's light work. And so she's just gonna pick it up.
I'm gonna walk
Just-
over and grab my mask off the ground that probably like flung off of me when all the crazy stuff happened and put it back on.
I'd like the three of you all to make a perception check, please.
Okay.
7.
That's
18.
6 for a natural 1. I've been putting my
Abigail.
mask back on my face.
Ooh.
As you see Morga lift this chest back up off the ground,
No. Oh, God.
you see something unfortunately very familiar to you carved into the bottom of this chest. And a splotch of black paint covering a clear as day engraving into the bottom of the wood of this chest of a hand is clear to you as you see a familiar symbol of the Brotherhood of the Black Hand emblematic on the bottom of this chest.
The 2 fucking captured us.
He's going to grab Letty's wrist and immediately like nudge her head towards it and just look at him with wide eyes.
I see it and recognize it as well. It's.
You definitely recognize it.
I
You didn't see
shudder.
it, but now you do.
I shudder. Like, Are they after us here too, as well?
I think finding us is a mere extra prize.
What?
Maybe they're already here as well.
How would they get here? The only way we got through is divine intervention.
Word could have.
They obviously don't like them.
Word could have gotten out that perhaps this mythical weapon is here and can help stop what's happening in the mainland. I'm not sure. I wouldn't be surprised if they thought that far ahead and found out. I'm gonna take a second and turn to Morga. Do you recognize that symbol?
I just hold the chest. I don't know. And she's just gonna lift it up. The fuck does this mean?
Well, that...
Are we in
Is
trouble?
the enemy, for more or less of an explanation. They are the ones responsible for Bane.
She's just gonna freeze. Just. So what now?
Well, if we weren't careful before, I suppose we have to be extra careful. Grab your reserved careful. Oh, shit.
I mean, would we know how long the Black Hand has existed?
Make a history check.
Oh, yeah.
A natural 20 for a 25.
Nice.
I got 11.
You sure would. But I don't, so give me a second.
I've never gotten to be on the other side of one of those. That's fantastic.
Okay. If only I had all my Black Hand of Fate bookmarks still.
Down.
So, I mean, the short answer is a very, very long time. You know, Bane has been involved in numerous events over the course of history in Faerun that have helped reshape the world as you know it. And you know, without getting into like hard dates, like, you know, you are sometime in the like 16th century or so. And you know that they date back as early as like the 12th.
Ooh.
So thousands of years.
Yeah.
Or hundreds of years, yeah,
Hundreds
sorry.
of years.
Hundreds of thousands of years.
Okay. And with that 25, would I be able to tell if this looks like it's an older chest or a newer chest, and maybe try and place it on that timeline?
What I'll have you do here is, with that natural 20 in mind, go ahead and make a religion check with advantage for me, please, to see how much more you can get right here.
As she studies it, I'm going to just kind of do a little strum on my harp and do a little hum, and through that, like, kind of reverberates and give you a bardic inspiration as well to use on that.
And I can add my D6. Okay. 17.
With a 17 religion check, you start to think about this chest, and you know, you vocalized a moment ago, like, how would they get here, you know? And so this starts to, you seeing this hand that has been so traumatic for you in recent history. Your head, you know, starts to go, and you start to think about, how is this happening? Okay, clearly this is not a coincidence. So what does that tell me? That tells me someone I don't want to know knows that I'm here. What else? And if that's the case, why isn't Bane just coming here directly? And then you think about your experience with Umberly in the ocean, and you think about Halbor's moment with Gond, and you start to get the sense that it seems that, firstly, what you're doing is not as secret as you may have hoped. Secondly, clearly Bane is not able to just come directly here and kill you. And three, with the presence of this chest, those limitations may not be absolute. And through the assistance of Bane and whatever forces the Black Hand possess amongst their ranks, this was put here on purpose. It was put here as a trap. And I think that thought is scary. But I think also there is some degree of comfort in the knowledge that, yes, they know we're here, but Bane is not here.
Mhm.
So it's like kind of a double-edged sword.
Okay. Well, as long as the god of hate and evil and destruction cannot come to this jungle, then hopefully we have, a chance of dealing with anything else. We have to.
We still need to be careful.
Like,
Well, surely. We knew we weren't going to get this done without opposition. But we had a few allies and got a bit of a head start at least.
Makes you think what's next.
I think next
So as you
is
guys
still
are having
going.
this conversation, you're kind of making your way out of the brewery back onto the streets of Banthura here. The moonlight kind of cascading in little rays through the jungle canopy as like little fireflies every now and then blink. The drums have died down though. It's much quieter than it was when you entered.
can't wait to tell Halbor about this.
If it's okay, I'm going to put this chest in your room. If Halbor wakes up, he's going to see this and panic.
All right.
Anything
Imagine
else
a
that you would
hangover
like
in
to
a
do
chest.
here in
We could always
the
just put the gold and gems in like our coin purses and, not carry around a box with the symbol of opponent.
I feel like we should hide that.
Well, if the bonfire's still burning or dying down, we could throw it on.
It's not a bad idea.
All right. Well, can we fit all of this into our bags? Yeah. Said 200 gold, 3 emeralds, 1 diamond, 2 sapphire, and a bracelet.
Glug.
The bracelet's on Abigail's wrist. That doesn't have to be worried about.
I would say between all of you, you can get probably most of it. If you prioritize the jewels, I'd say you'd probably have to, if and you stuffed all of your pouches, plus you have banana coin in there. So I'd say you could probably get all but like 50 of the gold if you include the jewels and your banana coins all in the same pouch.
I just
think-
take the jewels and just like put them into my like cupped shirt, like as we walk back.
Yeah, if
And
you guys
then
want
we'll
to
just
get
put the
creative,
pouches.
I'll say with creativity and utilizing folds in your clothing
Yeah.
for some of the jewels, maybe some of all the pouches on your belts and things, you can get it all.
Okay, cool.
If somebody just wants to be the banker, then that's up to you guys as a party, though.
Morga can't count.
I don't
and the
mind. I did it for our meadery, but let's just get it back to the tavern at least tonight, and we can maybe figure it out in the morning.
sounds good. Considering since we just kind of figured out all the money and I got everything out of this chest, Morga's gonna, I guess, hold the chest, and I guess, or imagine we're by the bonfire right now on our way to the tavern and inn. She's going to look at both of them and just kind of say, "Is it okay if I burn this now?"
Gods, please.
She's gonna she's gonna walk up and kind of not like yeet it, but just kind of like plop it into the fire and
Yeah.
take a step back. But what she's gonna do is she's just is gonna stare at it and just kind of like take in the night air and like look around at all the stars and stuff, just to kind of take in after a crazy night, a couple of drinks, and before heading inside.
It's that moment, right, when you're in the dark looking at a fire and you throw this chest or set this chest in here, and you're like watching as the flames start to consume it, and you can see the black paint begin to just kind of drip down and sizzle as it drops off the wood into the coals of the fire that's been burning for several hours at this point. And you just kind of sit there and watch as the steam from the paint dripping into the coals mixes in with the smoke of the fire, and shake your head, turn around, head back with the rest of your party.
I'll say if it's okay, I'm gonna a moment there while we're just kind of watching it burn up and fire like the fire kind of like emblazons. I'm going to just watch the hand melt, kind of set a hand on B's shoulder, and I am very thankful that I have you two and the little one, but you really helped me today, and several other times. And I look at Morgan and I look at B. I'm like, you definitely helped me a lot. But yeah, you all are making this suck a little bit less. And good work today. Head inside.
Just the breakfast sandwich tomorrow. We call it even, eh?
Sure.
Get me a mead now, and I'll call it the same.
Sure. Take out some of the coin.
You guys head back into the Inn and Tavern here in Banthora. You see Murray Kai is kind of, she's wiping down counters. She seems to be, starting to put glasses away and things like that. There's a couple of stragglers left hanging out in the main hall here, but it's definitely a diminished atmosphere getting into the later parts of the night now. But she happily serves any drinks that you would care to have.
Yeah, I mean, I'll buy a couple rounds for them to have, and then I'm going to just kind of go upstairs and lay down, clean off my clothes, wipe my mask off, maybe play a little harp to myself in bed, and kind of think to myself and think about, like, backtracking how far we've come so far, just like all the way to the ship being in the ocean, then before that in Waterdeep, or Baldur's Gate, excuse me, and then before that being captured, and then before that being in Waterdeep with Miss Snowbeetle, and then before that my mom being at the meadery as well, and then just kind of think on her and how this might be affecting her, and then I kind of just shake that thought off and lay down for sleep.
I think it's an absent-minded thing. You all these thoughts are kind of going through your head. You're thinking about, your mother and, the steps on this path that you have found yourself on. And as you do that, you strum your harp, and I think you catch it maybe the third or fourth time you do it. But there's a new note in that melody now that it was something such a second nature to you now to just play this kind of comforting, it's almost like a comfort blanket of a tune that you have made for yourself. But this time there's something new in that feeling, and you catch it. Morga and Abigail downstairs. What are the two of you doing as you guys watch, after an understandably eventful evening for him specifically, Lothariel kind of make his way, just take some time to himself?
Morga's gonna quickly drink her drink because that was a lot. But she's going to look over at Abigail in the process of everything getting cleaned up, trying to wind herself down, just take another sip and just say, "You are very protective of him."
Yeah, he's just not had the best foundation to figuring out what you should do with your life, and his first time getting out in this big blue world, and I just want to make sure it goes as well as it can, even though I've dragged him on this quest on his own volition, mind you. I'm protective by nature, but Lothariel reminds me of my little brother. And, well, after you find one lost elf, you have a tendency to find more. And I like it when us little lost elves stick together.
She's going to kind of like reach over and just kind of like pat her back just a little bit, like comforting, and just say, "I've never lost an elf, but back where I come from, I live in the mountains, as you can tell. But because we're so high up, we can see everything. But in the valleys, it is where you build yourself. So this is your valley." And she's going to take the rest of her drink and look around, like kind of going like this to kind of add to the cleanup of everything. Be like, "Hello?"
Well, I'm glad that I have you guys at my valley with me. Because I'd like to be able to build up into the mountains, knowing that we made it possible to keep that going, keep the world safe, whatever way possible.
It'll always have issues, but you can do what you can, right?
The more I get to beat the Black Hand's ass, the better I think I'll feel.
I already don't like them. But never mind. I was just gonna say, but with that, I think that we should get some sleep, because I don't know about you, but I got punched in the head by a gorilla.
I do not know that experience, but I empathize with you very, very much. Let's get to bed.
The two of you can both take a point of inspiration if you do not have one. As you make your way back up the stairs, and you all, in your own time, find the rest that this day surely deserves. Something happens outside. In the fire, as the coals dwindle down, one little bit of that mist that was created from that black paint falling into the coals escapes the flames and
No.
doesn't mix in with the smoke there and drifts across the open air here above the village of Vanthura and gets scattered with the wind and loops around a leaf in the air as it makes its way to the tavern, and more specifically to the inn part of the tavern upstairs through a little crack in the wood and into the open, breathing mouth of Halbor Halrod. And in this moment where you have been sleeping, kind of passed out, recovering, in your sleep, your consciousness is a little disturbed in this moment. And in your sleep, you begin to have a dream. And you dream of a small shack. Really not enough room for more than one person to be really comfortable in. The shack that is in the kind of coastal dock area of the town that you grew up in. And you know this shack. You're very familiar with every panel in the wall, every pane in the window, because you have spent the better part of the past several years of your life alone in that shack. But this time, you're not alone. You're in the back of the room. You kind of can see the whole space, which there's not much of, but enough for a bed, certainly. And you see yourself lying in that bed. And you see what's left of your family, a few people that you had met on the docks, trying to gather knowledge as you always did before you got sick. And you see that they're crying. Their tissues up to their face as they surround your body lying in the bed. And you see just a moment your vision is drawn away from seeing yourself lying dead in a bed with your loved ones surrounding you to the window behind your bed, where you see a figure, a shadow, a silhouette begin to come into view on the other side of the window. And as you kind of look up and you see this figure looking into the window, shrouded in black, you can't see any features or anything about their face or body other than the outside line of the shape. But what you do see is a hand jerk up from this body, smash against the window. So the window shatters, scattering glass into the room, and the last thing you see is that hand remaining in the window, the broken glass kind of framing it, and black blood just dripping from that hand. And the black blood consumes your vision as everything else fades to black. Lothario, you are no stranger to nightmares. In fact, you have a nightmare that's almost a comfort to you. It's so familiar. And as you fade off into sleep, you toss and turn, pulling your covers on and off of you. You can't get hot or cold or comfortable, but you're asleep. That's the day has been so much, from the fight to the brewery. Despite your restlessness, you do sleep. And the blackness breaks, and you see yourself on a stage. A big, wide open stage with almost nothing else on it. But seated next to you, in a stool just slightly taller than yours, looks down on you a little bit, your mother. And you, in your subconscious, you know what this is. You've been down this road, you've seen these things. This is a familiar nightmare to you as the curtain opens and a playhouse full of expectant guests look out on you. And your mother here on the stage, and she begins to sing, and it's the most beautiful thing anybody in the room has ever heard. And as you pull your harp up along to play alongside her, you begin to reach down for the strings. Your hand freezes. You see the expectant looks of all the people in the crowd looking up at you, wondering, wait, he's not playing. How can he be up here with her? This doesn't make any sense. And you kind of look to your mother in comfort, and she reaches down and takes your hand and holds your hand in hers and says, I'll always be here to hold your hands. And you kind of look down and you see her hand in yours, and then you look back up, and she's holding her hand in her left hand. Her right arm's gone. She sits there, just no right arm. And as you begin to just comprehend that, you begin to see as her legs slowly vanish away. She says again, I'll always be here to hold your hand. And you look up as her head from the neck up begins to dissolve away into particles that scatter to the whatever wind exists in this theater. And then her torso, her left shoulder down to the elbow, and then the left forearm goes as well until you're looking down, and all that's left in your hand is your mother's hand, and no part of her is here anymore. And as you look back up once again, just to make sure she's really not there, you look back down, and you're holding just a black hand. And that blackness consumes the rest of your vision as you fade back into a restless sleep for whatever time remains before the morning comes. Morga, as you
buckle up,
drift
buddy.
off
Oh,
to sleep
no.
here, you also see something here in your dream, and you wake up in your home, and you're not Morga as we know her now. You're 10 years old, maybe. And you wake up in this room, and you look out the window, and you see a fresh, beautiful layer of snow just coating the area around your home. And snow is, of course, something you're not a stranger to. You live in the mountains. It's snowy all the time. But it's just one of those beautiful, crisp winter mornings that seems like it's perfect. And you're a little girl. You're not thinking about protecting your family or proving yourself. You're just thinking about building a snowman and throwing snowballs at your brothers. And you head outside to do just that, as you kind of, again, from this out-of-body experience, watch your younger self, this character you know very well, that you grew up in, playing and, building snowmen and playing with your family. And the ground starts to shake under you as you find yourself in this winter wonderland. Snow starts to dust off the trees and begin to fall in sheets onto the ground. And you look up the peak of the mountain that looks down over the village that you grew up in. And you see a cloud kind of starting to form as what looks like a metric ton of snow is shaken from the mountain as the ground beneath you quakes, and you see it begin to rush down the mountain. And you go to reach to your family, but you can't move. You're frozen in place. You're not sure why. You go to scream out, watch out, move, come on. But no words escape. And couple more seconds pass as that massive amount of snow and ice race down the mountain towards you, and all you can do is look up and can't speak or move. And eventually your vision is whited out as this torrent of snow passes over you. And again, unmoving, a few moments pass as the dust of snow clears. And you look out and you don't see the snowman that you made. You don't see your aunt's home that you used to go and play in and learn how to prepare food in, and she taught you how to sew. All that is under the snow, and you kind of look back over to where you were just playing moments before, and you see one thing: a black hand and a crooked, curled fingers on that black hand reaching out from the snow. And as your vision kind of zooms in to that black hand on top of the snow, that blackness consumes your vision, and you fade back into a restless sleep. And that just leaves one. Abigail, you don't have to sleep as much as the others, but you do need a little. And in that time, you find yourself in that same restless kind of sleep as the moments and events of the day have, flooded your consciousness and your thought process about what's to come here. You too find yourself waking up kind of to a vision in your dreams. And you see the jungle. You're where you went to bed, except you're out in the jungle. You're not in Banthura, and you're not sure what's going on with that. But you see in front of you a little pixie, a little fey creature, gold dust coming off their wings as they flap at a million miles for you. And she looks down on you and says, "Hi, you're here. Come on, follow me." And she flutters off further down the path into the jungle. And I will actually ask you in this moment, do you follow?
I think Abigail would follow, but she'd be analyzing and taking it kind of slow.
You slowly, trepidatiously, cautiously follow this golden winged fairy as she flutters away down the path in front of you, the vines and roots all present here. It looks very vivid and like you were walking down the path like it was any other day. And as she kind of slips behind what is a curtain of ivy almost, and you kind of pull the curtain back to look, and you see that the tree line immediately ends. As soon as you pull that curtain back, the jungle stops. As far as you look to the left, as far as you look to the right, and there is a ashen field now in front of you, burned crops. You can see embers still glowing from some patches that haven't fully burned away, but flat ground here stretching out in front of you, clearly the victim of some sort of, either natural disaster or the product of something moving across this landscape that was very, very bad for it. And you hear a voice that you have not heard in some months cry out in front of you. The fairy seems gone, but you hear the voice of JJ coming just a few meters away, it seems like. But as you kind of look down again on this field, it wasn't there before, but it is now. Before, what was just a burned field in front of you is now a burned field in front of you, except for there are 6 by 2 foot rectangular holes in the ground, one after the other, after the other, after the other, in a pattern stretching out as far as you can see, as almost as if they are very similar to the shape of a grave. And you hear that sound again. "Abigail?" And it sounds like
JJ?
it's coming from like the next hole in. And you kind of walk past the one hole in the ground. You look down. There's nothing in there. You see in the second one though, the face of your brother looking up at you. Abigail, what are you doing here?
I think I get to ask that question first.
He's gonna look up at you and say, "Come on down. What? Join me here. Come down here." So he beckons you into this grave-like hole. And before you can really respond to that, it begins to rain on you here as you look down at your brother in this hole, beckoning you to join him. And it's, you don't think to pay too much attention to the rain in this moment. You're focused, but as it brushes your shoulder, it doesn't feel like water droplets, and you look, and it's paper. It is paper that is burning on the edges, like when people do that on purpose for artistic reasons. It's like burned edge paper. What do you do?
She's gonna smell the ash in the air, and she's gonna look down and just, no, you're not JJ. So she's gonna try and step back and put her hand up in between them.
As you step back, he looks back up and he says, I'm not JJ. He says, "Oh, I guess you're right." And all the skin melts off his face, and leaving a skeletal visage of what you know to be your brother. And he floats up out of the grave, faceless, and his hand snaps out unnaturally, almost, to snatch one of these falling pieces of paper out of the air. And he kind of unfurls it and holds it up to you. And you see on the paper, of course, a dripping black hand, and below it the words that say, "Join me," echoing what he said to you as he looked up at you from the bottom of that grave. And as you look down on this piece of paper, that black paint begins to spread from the hand, consuming the paper, and then spreading out from the paper, and eventually your vision, as well as the others, fades to black. And you resume a restless night of sleep, as you can all now mark a long rest
Yay!
and wake up
I don't feel
the following
rested.
morning
I don't feel very rested.
in the beautiful jungle village of Banthura, guys. It's so nice.
It's so nice.
Abigail and Lothariel, you wake up feeling the effects of that dream fully and know that you've got some work to do. But the rest of you as well. Halbor, I need a Constitution saving throw, please.
Here it is.
I'm so sorry, buddy.
I got a 7.
A 7 is bad, and I'm not going to do anything to you mechanically, but you don't feel good, and who knows, it may have an effect, depending on what you try and do. But yeah, you are very hungover. It hurts. It's got that throbbing, like all light and sound is offensive to you. You feel like you need something very greasy to eat in this vegetarian city, and maybe another beer.
Hair of the dog.
Yeah, what you guys like to do?
I roll out of bed and crawl underneath it to get away from the light. Just this little soft thud, and then like this scrabbling as I crawl into darkness. Which is then, funnily enough, where Morga would see blue light pulsing out of it as like my magical rest kicks in, and all my dumb magic shit still has to do its dumb magic shit. So it just like pulses blue, and you hear this from like under the bed as my portents activate and my spells prepare, and I have a lovely time hiding in a fetal position under the bed for like 20 minutes before I acknowledge that I'm even alive.
Yeah, it sounds lovely.
Love it. Morgan's gonna wake up actually giggling at this fact and just kind of glance over with the, I guess, whatever eye is closest, and just start smirking and go, "What is wrong? You can't handle your ale?"
You just see this little hand pop out from under the bed, and it's just giving you the bird. just you just get this little like get away from it, and it recedes back into the darkness. Like
She's gonna get out of the bed and go on like kind of like crawl to like peek under the bed, and just go, and try to be as annoying and as a pest as possible, and as loud as she can, speaking. Just say, "What is wrong? Are you okay?" And just trying to be a complete asshole, but in a loving way, of course.
hold on, I have to think about this. There may or may not be repercussions. Hang on.
Oh no. Listen, if you
Okay,
burn
no,
my hair.
That is. So you read my mind.
Okay, just do it. See what happens.
No, he has that thought, and you see like this little fireball like pop at his fingers, and he's just like, no, that's
Don't want to walk.
yeah, it's like Morga. That's so much, so early, and I'm like gravelly, and it's like so much worse than you've ever heard him before.
It's okay. We need to get you some water and some food now, because if you throw up on me, I swear we'll talk about it then.
He just like chokes out the "I'm sorry for anything that happened last night."
It's okay.
I haven't looked at you. I'm just like laying on my side facing the wall.
It's okay. We leave it in the past, and then we work on how much you can drink for next time.
I like do that like dog crawl, and I just kind of like put my head down and paddle out from under the bed, and I'm like, everything hurts. The light is so bright.
Is there an extra like pillowcase around?
Yeah, sure.
I'm going to take this pillowcase and either try to make a hat out of it to cover, to like make it darker around his eyes, like almost like sunglasses or something, or just something to kind of keep like a shade to keep it dark, so that way we could get out of the room and get with the group and be like, here, you wear this. This might not help, but it's worth a shot.
Okay, so realistically, I have to ask, how big are the pillows?
I'll just put them in the pillowcase. I'm just kidding.
That was
regular.
actually gonna. I'm just
gonna
gonna
do
be
that,
like,
actually.
you
Can I do
offer
that
the
instead?
pillow, I just crawl into the pillowcase.
I want to do that instead. Get in.
I humbly accept, and I just like crawl in, and I'm like the size of a bowling ball, probably.
This is great. I'm just gonna kind of like pick him up, kind of like Santa's sack, and just and just like walk over and go to Abigail and Therio's room and knock on the door and just go, knock knock, I have a gift. Hello.
What do we see inside this room?
I'd say when they woke up, the first thing that Abigail probably did is like kind of whine to Lothario a little bit and just like worry about JJ a little bit privately before they kind of talk amongst all of us together about it after we all meet up. And then she's going to shakily try and go through her little morning routine like she always does. But she's going to like keep stopping and like looking to make sure Lothario is like still there, like sitting on the other bed while he's doing his own thing. But she definitely seems a lot more like on edge. She's lost her pep for the morning.
Brushing my teeth. Drinking some water. Well, that was crazy. I'll get up and open the door as well. Let them in. So, what's on the docket for today? Oh fuck, we're late for work. We have to go.
That's the first thing you think about.
We accepted the shift. We need the things to be finished.
Oh, you sweet summer child. Yeah.
Production.
Is Halvor okay?
He's,
You're too loud.
we need
You
a hair
hear
of the
from the
dog. Everything is fine.
Maybe
Don't even listen.
breakfast beer will do you good, dear.
Are you sure we're not gonna get in trouble for being late?
I mean, we're doing it for kindness. We're not like clocking in or anything.
I suppose you're right. I just don't want to
You
get.
guys and your stupid job.
I just don't want to be
Just floats out
disciplinary.
from the sack.
Lucky for you, Halvor, we get to keep drinking.
I will, while we're kind of walking downstairs, begin to explain everything that happened yesterday with Ibu to Halvor.
Yeah, Halvor has no clue until now.
And apparently when she did that, the curse was lifted, and then we were no longer under control of it. And it had a lot to do with the Black Hand.
I would also like to remind you that you rolled and you loved drinking. You
I did.
loved it.
I very much did. I'm also just
By
like
the-
so hungover. My
I
brain
imagine-
is like I'll never drink again until later tonight. Like
I imagine that like Lothario is talking to him while he's just like hung upside down, like over Morga's shoulders, like as they go down the stairs. Just like to,
Listen,
like, be level.
mechanically, if you keep doing it, it'll get better. You know what I mean? Like, we'll run this just like real life.
Get that tolerance up.
roll for alcohol tolerance.
Oh, speaking of, I need a d20 roll for the weather.
Ooh,
It's the
oh,
weather.
fair.
weather roll.
We need like a gorilla weather boy to be the one to announce us what weather is every time.
I got a 19.
That's the roll then. That's the first thing I heard.
You got it.
Oh, nice.
So, you guys realize pretty quickly as you kind of wake up in your room here, it is extremely hot outside today. It is, you're like sweating. Like, I would imagine how things infinitely worse from you. And you guys get the feeling that it might be a little hard to do certain things because of how hot it is outside.
Like
It's not going to make
exist.
anything impossible, surely, but it may increase the difficulty of certain actions.
And the frizziness of my hair.
As a summer Eldraine, I think Abigail would be just thriving. You see, she's like, she doesn't look too peppy, like she doesn't feel peppy, but she looks just like glowy and like moisturized, like she's thriving
Okay.
like a terrarium.
So that's fair. Let's do a roll. I'll give you advantage on. Give me a con save with advantage, and we'll see how well you're doing in this jungle heat, which may be a little different than what you have grown up in.
It's humid as hell.
But going forward, I'll give you advantage
19.
on. You're good. It does not affect you.
Oh no.
I'm terrified.
More, and since we're gonna do it that way, Morga,
This is the
I need you-
opposite of what I'm used
Oh,
to.
I need you to
No.
also make a Constitution saving
mistake.
throw with disadvantage, please.
A constitution?
Con save with disadvantage, please.
I just want to be moisturized and unbothered. I didn't think of the consequences.
That's okay. It's just it's under saving throws, right?
Yeah, on the far
Okay.
left of your character
Okay.
sheet.
At disadvantage. So the first one
Yeah.
was a nat 20.
Oh,
Unfortunate.
Just roll another one of
The
those.
second one is
do
a
another nat 20.
7.
Not a nat 20.
Okay, Morga, you think that this will
Abigail.
have maybe even more, like, it is, you guys, like, everybody is hot except for Abigail, and Morga is like dying in this heat. So I think those things will be even harder. Those specific checks on these days. We'll do this con save every time for the both of you, because one of you is a summer climate person and one of you is a winter climate. So whenever we roll weather and we get hot days, we'll do this.
Cool.
So yeah, I'm not going to reveal what checks until they happen, but they will be a little harder for you, Morga, and they will be normal difficulty for you, Abigail.
Morga, do you
Sorry.
complain
And
about
I
the
love
heat?
that a lot.
I would like to complain about the heat. If I can.
Complaining
would
is a free
say-
action.
It's a
And I
free
would
action
say
to complain.
As you complain, you see this little hand pop out of the bag on your back. It just wiggles jazz fingers and touches your pauldron, and your armor is now cooled for an hour.
You guys see sweat dripping off his fingers as he comes out of the bag. It's like a
Just
little
like-
steam sack in there.
Little sauna.
It's gonna in my mind how it's playing out is the moment she's about to speak of something and say this is ridiculous, she feels her armor just get really cold, and I can just imagine steam coming up, and without even any words she just is gonna start crying, but trying to stay as strong as possible, and just like you can just see it in her eyes of just like a single tear will just drop, and she just is gonna go, everything is fine. I would like to stay inside. We are not going outside. I don't like the jungle. I don't like sand. This is ridiculous. I would like to go home. I need beer now. And then she's just going to start crying and trying to keep it together with nobody noticing that she's like in the most uncomfortable just.
Oh, they notice. For sure.
Abigail is going to run to the bar and throw down as many banana coins as she can to get her like pina colada, frozen, like pomelo, like anything that's like as cooling as possible.
And yeah, I would say, surely, unless you guys are planning to go back out and purchase some of the stuff that you saw, like you probably have enough banana coins to clear any drinks that you will
I have
need
too many banana
going
coins.
forward. Yeah.
I'm paying for all of Morgan's drinks. I feel so bad.
So we'll say this as as everybody kind of makes their way downstairs, Morga's got sleeping again in the sack. The two of you are
Bum.
getting presumably ready to go finish off the sleeping arrangements. Is there anything anybody else would like to do before these two head to work and the two of you have whatever day you're going to have?
There is one thing that I would like to do, but
Yeah, what you got?
I would like to go back over to, I don't know if this is possible, if there's anything I can gain from this, but because my armor's cool for just a little bit and I can endure it trying to be brave,
Mhm.
I would love to possibly go and see the weaponry store again and see if I
Sure.
could try to talk to the like a manager. I can't remember who we spoke to. And see if maybe there's anything I can learn, like whether it's like
That's Rogbon.
yeah, Rogbon. I'm gonna talk to Rogbon and just see if there's anything I can learn to help with my ability to hold like a weapon or maybe my shield or just something to better myself after experiencing what happened the night before and seeing the panic in Lothario and Abigail's face, knowing that this is not going to be pretty. So I want to arm myself.
So are you going to be seeking more like physical training or like book training?
I have
And
to
before
speak
you
with
answer
Morgan.
this question, I want you to keep in mind how hot it is outside.
In my mind, I would love to do. I have to speak as Morgan.
You can 1000% choose either one, but I just kind of want to put the seed there. It may be a little harder on the physical side with the heat, and I think your character would 100% be thinking that.
Yeah,
But
I think
that doesn't mean you can't handle it, or you think you can't handle it. But you definitely know it's hot, and you know physical training what might be a little tough on a hot day.
I would like to do. Physical training.
How or anything that you're looking
I have
to do
to.
in this moment right now. You don't have to decide what you're doing today, but this moment now here, is there anything here in your sack hung over beyond belief?
I think because I've done all of my like magical preparations for the day, I do believe he's at least got his book on him, and you just see him like slowly with like most eyes all the way closed. One eye like does that peek open just a sliver, and he's like writing notes on the dream and the fact that he needs to get the sending spell as soon as possible.
Yeah, and
He has
all
like
definitely remember that
acknowledged.
dream. Oh, yeah.
Because yeah, he's like acknowledged that like this dream was terrible and I need to contact my parents. Like that is the goal. So his being the type of person he is, he's just like must call home. The only way to call home would be a high level spell. Need to practice and find spell.
Dear diary,
Cool.
what the fuck?
Yeah, no, for
Anybody else
real.
got anything before you all proceed with your day today in these last moments of your morning?
As we're all sitting, I think Abigail would probably be like shifting nervously in her seat as we all just talk of mundane things about our day, and then just was I the only one that had a ominous dream last night? I don't know if the events of yesterday just weighed on my mind heavier, but magic's weird, and we have that journal of a man going nuts with visions, so I'd like to check in. That's all right with everyone.
Yeah,
She like, pokes the bag to see if Halvor's awake and hearing this.
I would think eventually you would just see like a little dagger poke 2 eye holes in the bag. Like I'm just like, nah, I'm good. I still don't want to. I hurt a lot, but I want to see.
towards Morgan.
And it's just like
Oops,
poke,
sorry.
poke. Yeah. It's a love tap. It's a love tap.
Mm-hmm.
But the dream was that I encountered last night was not helpful or enjoyable, if that is what you mean.
I had a nightmare that I'm quite familiar with, unfortunately, but it was a bit different towards the end. I was going to speak to you about it later, but it had to do with the Black Hand.
Did you
At
say
least
Black Hand?
At least I'm pretty sure, yeah. The people that are responsible for Bane.
How much would I be able to remember of that dream?
All
Since
of
I
it.
was like all of
In
it.
photographic detail.
I very clearly describe essentially
That goes
the
for all
black
of you.
hand as I'm like describing the bleeding hand on the window. And I'm like, my dream ended with a black hand on a window.
You know, that is crazy because, and I'm going to go into details about my dream about the hand coming out of the snow after like a avalanche, and it just like the crooked form, and then make a sly comment of, but that sounds so good right now.
I'm gonna lay my like face up against the back of your armor because it feels really good.
Just get closer.
That's
And also, you all kind of catch each other up on what happened in your dreams.
yeah. Well, they're more involved here than we originally thought, or hoped for at least. Fuck.
I don't
I'd like
like it.
to have all of you make an Arcana check too.
Okay.
Okay.
10.
Holy shit, I got a 25.
24.
8.
Abigail
us.
and Halbor, having kind of sitting here listening to this exchange between all of you, the fact that it clearly happened to everyone in the party. Halbor too, you're kind of having to parse this stuff together, but you're a smart guy and you know more about magic than anybody. But based on what they told you about the chest, they burned it. You're not 100% sure how it made it to you, but you believe with a 25 Arcana that these dreams were a definite side effect, intentional side effect of coming in contact with that chest. And again, the part where it got to you, you're a little unclear about. Obviously, we all know above table how it happened, but like you don't know that, but you make that connection for sure.
I'm not sure how I became infected, but it seems your dealings with that chest might have caused a potentially serious repercussion. Because only the gods know what dreams mean when they are shared such as ours.
And I think that is where we will end tonight's episode.
Another.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, done.
We gotta get to
Oh,
work.
jeez.
We're gonna get written up.
Oh my god.
Alrighty, thank you so much for watching tonight's episode of The Jungles of Paldir. We super appreciate you being here. One more quick reminder, check out our socials at Side21TV. Join up on our Discord. We would love to chat with you about the campaign and many other things there. And we hope you have a wonderful night. We'll see you next time at Side21. Good night.